This is the first video on the M2 that we're doing any work on it, and it's oil change. So I got the records on there, but I don't know what oil's in it. I imagine it's just a dealer oil. That's fine. I'm gonna use some liquid Moly 530. Now this is the specific BMW one, so it's got the long life 01FE. It's winter here in Australia. Come summer, I'll probably run a 5W40 because it's really hot. But this is what you're going to need to do it. Oil, yeah, duh. A jack stand, I got one on the other side. A tray to catch it. This is the wrench, which is BMW size. Got one of these on, just got on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. I try to remember the size off the top of my head. I think it's like 87 mil. I had a similar one for the Porsche, but yeah, easy, they're not much. A little tiny screwdriver, that's my favorite one to get seals off because see, I've got the tips actually bent, so it's easy to get in, but a little pick will do there. 17 mil socket on a ratchet, you don't need that long extension. And a torque wrench, doesn't need to be a big one, but it does need to go down to 25 newton meters because that's what we're gonna be torquing the oil filter and the drain bolt at. So let's start by loosening up the oil cap. Oh, here, what we've already done, I've already taken the engine cover off. And when you lift it up, you just pull up. It's got these rubber grommets that sit on a few pegs here, right? Like that one there. And they like to stay on here. So if you're putting it back on, it won't go back on. Chances are the rubber grommet is stuck in the lid and not on, oh, sorry, so the rubber grommet stuck on the post and not in the lid. So that one in particular was, but the rest aren't too bad there at all. Okay, we'll start by, oh, we'll just loosen that because that's got to be loosened anyway. Oh, what else we got? Sorry, a couple other things. Plastic bag, hard to come by these days. A grocery bag or something like that because there's not all the places use them anymore. That's one that the oil came in. Just to put the wet oil filter in when we're done, I just have some cardboard to put on the ground so I can lie on it and not worry about getting drips on everything. Paper towels, because even from undoing that oil cap, this engine's clean but still a bit grimy. And you might want some gloves. So we'll get it all together and start taking things apart. All set up with the plastic bag ready to go. Got paper towel kind of just jammed in around and a little bit of extra paper towel on the side. Catch drips. So I'm just going to do this first. If you want to do this last, whatever, be my guest. But I like to do it first. And that way I can just open everything up and everything will drain nice at the bottom. With this off and then with the oil fill cap off, yeah, there's no vacuum lock or anything like that. So then it's definitely not on very tight, which is good. If it's jammed on there, someone's done the wrong thing because 25 newton meters isn't very much. Okay, there we go. Take the cap away. And let's have a look at our oil filter. Just let that drain for a second. You see in there that is very full of oil. So that will, hopefully, I did on our other cars, slowly drain back down. Otherwise we'll be sucking that out somehow and getting rid of it. So, okay, quickly over into the, there we go, yeah, caught a few drops. And we'll just get in the light here. So we'll just get in the light and have a little inspection into the folds. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of kilometers on this, but good time to look. I mean, coming from the Porsche Boxster, Porsche guys like to cut these open and really dig around in them, but older Porsches, you got good reason to. You got parts of chain tensioners and guides and stuff that turn up, and then you get the AOS bearing. So that is a factory BMW MAN filter. It's got BMW N MAN written on it. So that's, as you expect, coming from the dealer. And that oil, like I thought, has drained out pretty significantly there. Most of that's gone. Not, you could be really pedantic and clean it out. So this oil is pretty clean, but I'm not going to bother sucking out that last little bit because I can't be bothered dealing with the mess. All right, now this is all opened up, filter's out. We'll go underneath and we'll pull the drain plug. Okay, there you can see the front jacking point. That there is the drain plug. So that
is a 17 mil. There we go, nice and easy. Put some more light down here. Drain bucket ready, and we'll start undoing it. Again, that's only 25 Newton meters as well, and we have a new crush washer for it, so that should be not too tough. Oh, there we go. Just break the seal, and we should just be able to. Now, if your car is hot from driving, be careful. You're going to burn yourself. This oil is going to be whatever the oil temperature says it is on this dash, so be careful. But this isn't too warm. Now, I like to try to keep pressure on for as long as I can. It try to helps me keep it from dropping the bolt into the bucket. And I really should have had a handful of paper towels because I need them. And there we go. There we go. Didn't drop it. And now we gotta let that let her drain. And make sure your pan's big enough. It's 6.5 liters. I don't know what that is in quarts because quarts is a crystal. Yeah, 6.5 liters. But yeah, this is a big pan. And make sure you just let it drain for a while. Get it all out. While that's draining, we might as well redo the little gaskets on here and get the washer going on the other one. Okay, so that is our replacement filter. Double check, it is the same size as the one we just took out. Yes, it is. Okay, so we'll set that aside. We'll get our little screwdriver, and we got 2 O-rings, which these filters come with, which is nice. So there's a little one for the top, a middle one, and then the big boy. That even if, you know, this actually isn't probably really needed because it's not the high kilometers that these cars service intervals are, but we'll take it out anyway because we've got new ones. Okay, it's the top one. Come on, I just had it. Just use the corner. Try not to stab yourself with your screwdriver, and you might even want to try, yeah, so the pick will be a lot easier for this, but need to get a pick set. There we go, and on the top. That one's actually gone pretty hard. I'm wondering if maybe the BMW service guys who did this last skipped this because they thought maybe the same thing I'm thinking. And then you got the big one here, that's a piece of cake. Off she goes. Okay, we will open up our packet. Open up the pack with oily hands. Probably should have done this beforehand. There we go. Okay, now you want to kind of pre-oil them. Well, there's lots of oil in here. Just a little bit. So there we go. Just enough to slide it on, and when you insert it and crank it, torque it down, it's not going to grip and give you the wrong torque specs. It'll slide nicely into position. Okay, that one is in the groove all the way around. And we have a new crush washer. We'll put that on our drain bolt over here. And then we got the new little O-ring that goes on the top. So if you're thinking, what is this? This is the pressure relief valve. So if your filter gets clogged for some reason, it'll bypass, the oil flow will bypass the filter and go around. Something with our Porsche, the oil pressure release valve actually wasn't even in it. So I don't know what was happening there. Okay, there we go, that's on. And we just push this down. We will go label out, push it down, and it kind of clips into place a little bit there. All right, that is done, and these are for the bin. Okay, and that crush washer is there. Clean our hands a little bit, and we'll clean the exterior of the housing just so the filter wrench grips it nicely, and obviously doesn't look like a greasy mess when we look under the engine. Now, be careful with your plastic bags. As I suspected, they probably have a hole in it, and this one sure did, so it's just a small leak, but just keep that in mind, that your plastic bag
might still leak everywhere. So jam the paper towel in it, absorb as much as you can. Okay, back top side. So the oil's drained from inside. That's secured inside there. And a little bit of oil on the washer and threads, and you can see some oil there anyway. So that's gonna, when I spin this, it'll seal it up. And we'll just go hand tight, of course, to start with. And 25 Newton meters isn't very much, so don't be cranking it with the socket. Just do everything now with the torque wrench. I think we got a few threads to go through, but better to do that than to over tighten it. There we go, it stopped. That's it, not too tight at all. All right, that's your oil filter done. So other thing to do up top here, just if you've dripped anything, wipe anything up. But the next step is to, we'll put the bolt in the bottom, and then the only thing else we do up here is fill it up.
Okay, very slow drip on that now. That's good enough for me. We will put this, now, of course, the oil pan's underneath. You don't want to drop it. There we go, just got it started. New crush washer on there, and this bolts to 25 Newton meters. So thank you, BMW engineers, for keeping it simple. We'll just wipe up any excess oil, which there isn't much. I like that. It drains real clean. You can move the oil. We got our torque wrench in here. So that's finger tight, and we'll just crank it down to 25. Now, I probably shouldn't have this long an extension on. That's it. There's not much torque on this. You do get a bit of a different torque reading the longer the extension, so I'll just give it a quick check. Without it, I think this socket is long enough to get in there. Yep. Yep, that's it, 25. We'll check it for any leaks and stuff in a day or so anyway to check our work, but that should be fine. Okay, we are done underneath. Just got to get this oil out of here and yeah, clean up the old oil, and then we'll start filling it up.
Now I suggest wiping off the oil cap. I just did that, and look how dirty that is. So, and it looks like there's quite a bit of oil that's been spilled here. So the dealership who's been servicing this has obviously been a little bit lazy. Yeah, but give this a little bit of a clean, and there's a rubber seal here, something that maybe in 20 years time might perish, but now it's fine. But yeah, it's just worth giving it a clean to get any of that black heavy soot off. Okay, now my funnel. I couldn't find my funnel, so I'm going to improvise, and it's nice because I can just throw that away and they stay in there pretty good. So, and I'll use that when I dispose of the old oil and transfer it from the container, the drain pan, into some containers. But there we go, that is my oil fill. Now 6.5 liters it's going to take, so I've got 2 5-liter jugs of it, and we'll just pump one straight in, and then probably just go for one and a little bit and then check it. But should be all good with that. It's pretty accurate. Some cars aren't, but this car is everything. It seems to be 6.5 on the dot, and you're good. But better to underfill than overfill, because taking oil out is a pain in the butt, and you don't want to overfill because you can get splashing and foaming with in the crankcase with the oil and the crankcase stirring through it. So you definitely don't want to overfill it. There we go. Filling up with the handle on the side so you don't get the air bubbles happening. Okay, that's the 5 liters. Now we got the next jug, and of course it's got markings on the side that are approximately 1 liter intervals. And we'll just put in another liter and a little bit more than that. So I'll probably aim for another 1.2, I think, and then we'll measure, but we'll have a look. There we go. That's kind of just under 1.2, 1.3 I put in there. Now we'll take it for a drive and do the oil check procedure, because you can't just do it when it's cold, of course. But yeah, there you go. Put the cap back in. My OCD, so the little oil can on the picture looks upright. There we go. Oil change is done on an N55 M2. Pretty simple. It's taken me 22 minutes, and that's with filming, so it'd be about 15 minutes without. Nice quick procedure. All that's left to do now is reset the oil change light. So we're gonna not start it, but put it on, let it go through the cycle thingy. When that goes away, then we go to where's the service one? Keep cycling through. Or do you hold it? There you go, you hold it down. Reset possible. Brake fluid. Oil. Okay, we're on the oil, and we're gonna hold that down. Perform reset, keep holding that down. It's my first time doing this, so perform reset, then we'll hold it. Okay, release and hold it down again. Resetting in progress. Reset successful. There we go. We've reset the engine oil change. Now we'll just get out of there. Done.